What's up, guys? Barry Game here, back with some more Idle Heroes, and today I wanted to return to our roots, kind of. We haven't done videos like this in a while. I'm going to try to get back into them because I have so many new players messaging me from the game that just started on Discord, and or just coming back from like a long break, a long hiatus from Idle Heroes. So many things have changed. There's a few things we need to talk that are new and a few things that are old, but we're going to go over 5 things that really is killing your progress if you are either doing these or not doing these. So hopefully you guys enjoy this, and make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. Quick check right now, we are at literally 100 subscribers away from 80,000. So if you're new to the channel, returning player, you haven't hit that subscribe button, it's free. Just hit that button. Let's jump right into it. Starting off at number 1, we're going to talk about something that is an old school thing that is still very relevant, and that is when you're in your store here. Man, so at least the one positive I will say is they have updated the guild store to be better now. Previously, the guild store shared the same guild coin in there, where typically people would just you can see how many guild coins were saved up now. We got about, what, 3 million? Maybe eventually somewhere down the road, I'm guessing they're going to either expand guild tech or something, but all of your guild coins, especially in the early and mid game, need to go to finishing every one of these trees. And honestly, in my opinion, even after you finish the tree, you should be saving them and not spending them, because yeah, you can hit this plus button and you can change guild coins into guild Solidus. Solidus? We're going to go Solidus. Don't do this. Just don't do that. Honestly, I mean, I could probably do it, but we're sitting on like 1.4 anyway, not buying stuff in the late game. In the early game, this will matter. I mean, there's skins for Ace that you can't use it for. Gear and like artifact fodder, this could be worthwhile. Like, honestly, what I am probably gonna do, I don't even need gear nowadays, because gear is not anywhere near as impossible to get. Literally, if you're gonna spend your guild Solidus on anything, I would probably do this for like Ormus Workshop events. And honestly, I think that's what I'm just gonna do right now, because so I don't forget later. We're just gonna refresh this, buy these out while we're here. Yeah, so that just emptied that out. But I would say never ever convert your guild coins into guild Solidus. Your guild tech gives so much power. You guys have seen it on our own accounts, where I forget, when I'm like making a new account, I forget to put guild tech in from an old previous one. It's all in warrior, and I make a mage, and then I try to do something and I make 0 progress because, well, this tech gives so many stats, it is ridiculous. So don't swap those out. Second up is going to be, this is a different type of gacha game. A lot of gacha games out there, you literally just use like your summons right away. There's really not much incentives to save them up. But in Idle Heroes, there's a rotating 4-week schedule where there's 4 different events. They rotate every month. Yeah, you need to save up your resources. And again, this is something for the newer players out there that are not used to Idle Heroes. You save your heroic summoning scrolls, you save your, where are they, prophet orbs. These two especially, you save up. You save your wishing coins, you save all these types of things to use during events, because during events you can get very much rewarded for using them. Not only in events like this, but there's always like special currencies that come along with it, and big events like this can give you really good rewards, such as pay to win artifact chests, which is one of the most important things early game players can have. And then down the road further, you can get things like glorious flag chests, which will help your tenants. You'll have essence sublimation, which will help your most powerful heroes level up even further. So it's something you have to save. Do not spend them outside of events. Just trust me. Don't do it. Save them up. Even if it's your first week playing, saving is better. Another topic I want to talk about at number 3 is going to be, again, another resource, but this isn't an event resource. It is Glorious Relics. I see so many new players coming into the Glorious Relic shop and buying hero copies. Oh, this was even true way back in the day, and it's still true to this day. Buying hero copies is a huge, huge waste of Glorious Relics. There's always been a saying in Idle Heroes. It's like, heroes will come and go, but artifacts are forever. And it's true, because I mean, you can take heroes like this. Ada was once like the most dominant hero in the game in PvP, Aspen Dungeon, a lot of game modes. Now you don't ever see the hero. Russell was like that too. He was amazing in clearing Sealand. He was amazing at doing PvP. You don't see him again. And if you spent relics on him, well, you just kind of burn copies. Plus, you get so many hero chests from events, from saving your resources and spending them during events, and even just events that just give you free stuff. You get so many hero copies in this game, it is not worthwhile. 100% never spend them on these types of artifacts. These are absolutely not worth it. And definitely do not spend them on skins. This seems like one of the worst things possible, considering you get skin chests for free all the time. What you should be using them on are exclusively pay-to-win artifacts, which are these guys right here, as well as glorious flags. Flags are very important as well once you get later in the game. In the earlier game, getting things like your crowns, probably like your Rui Scepters if you're going for Jara builds. Demon Belt Energy Feed, which you guys have seen last week, is actually still relevant in a lot of game modes. So make sure you guys are only spending your relics on pay-to-win artifacts. So the last two on this list, number 4 and number 5, are going to be tied very close together because, well, they actually have to do with your cores of transcendence, how you use them, and what you use them for. So number 1, they are probably one of the most important summons. However, you don't really need to save these for big events like we talked about with heroic scrolls, with the prophet orbs, with the wishing coins. You don't need to save them. You can kind of just use them whenever you want. And there's two different options. One option is the gambler's option here, the Compass of Fate. There's just simply a 6.67% chance to get a Transcending Sphere, which is the important part here. There's a chance to get it for every single summon. If you click this big flashy button in the middle, it'll rotate you to the Compass of Transcendence Guidance. Now, this is what I highly recommend you use all of your cores on. Why? Because it's guaranteed. So many times you guys have seen on the channel, we go in and we try to high roll, even with like a couple hundred cores of transcendence, and it just ends up being a whiff. We get lower than the rate should have given us if we went over here. If you are a smart player, you always do Compass of Transcendence Guidance. Take it from me, I feel like we high roll much less than we end up low rolling on the spheres. Now, as far as the hero copies go, those are your pick, but yeah, you're definitely gonna want to go this route. It's a little less exciting because, again, you know when you're getting that sphere, so it's not as fun, of course. And if you're into gacha games, you're into some gambling. I know you are. Some not as expensive gambling, hopefully. But you do get these spheres, and then once you get these spheres, we move on to part number 5. Number 4 was make sure you use Compass of Guidance. We move on to the Transcending Spheres. Now, you can convert these into 2 different materials: Crystals of Transcendence. You might see us do it on some of our accounts. That's mainly for video progress. Do not do that on your own account. And number 2 is Stellar Shards. You should always be converting these to Stellar Shards. Well, why is that? You need a ton of Stellar Shards for multiple reasons. Number 1, even just to get your heroes up to V4, which is a ton of power, you need about like 4.9 million for each one of these. And then beyond that, for even just leveling up your heroes' trees here, these cost a ton of Stellar Shards on top of Spiritual Essence. So to be short, you are always going to need Stellar Shards. You are not always going to need the the crystals, honestly. You're definitely going to want to invest in Stellar Shards over crystals, and that is just one of the most important things possible. So let me know what you guys think about the list. Would you add anything, remove anything? Are you a new player to the game? If you are, sound off in the comments down below. But make sure you guys do take 1 second, hit that subscribe button. Let's hit 80,000 and then work towards our next goal this year, 90. You guys next time.